Welcome back to AniPeeps, the place we talk about all things anime and manga related. Today I'm the host Boggs. Along with me, I got my two co-hosts Boom and Mighty. How we doing?
We're doing great.
How are we doing on this
Rocking and rolling,
fantastic
brother.
another end of a pretty good season? At least in my opinion, winter 2025. I mean, these are always long, so I think we could just jump right into it. But before we do that, I mean, how are your guys' opinion in regards to this season as a whole? I know summer 2025 is the one that's highly anticipated now, but for this one, how'd you guys think?
Boom.
For initial thoughts, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I'm a little bit more hyped. Going for the next season, but I wasn't expecting that much. But I was pleasantly surprised with this season, man.
I think I'm on the same boat. Mo?
Yeah, same. I think there was a couple that I had high hopes from that ended up not panning out too well, but
Mm.
otherwise everything was a little better than I thought it would be. So
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much same boat as you guys, and pretty much most of what I've watched and finished, I'm happy with too. So I had a good time watching at the very least. So like usual, we're gonna start off with sequel seasons, and then we'll move up to second course, and then completely new series that started airing for the winter 2025 seasons.
Yes, sir.
Depending on some, we might get into some spoilers, so we'll probably alert you guys prior to talking about spoilers. And if you guys want to just jump into specific shows, timestamps below. So without further ado, we will talk about our first sequel show, which is kind of a weird one, DanMachi season 5, because it kind of, I think it was supposed to end last season, but they kind of carried like the last 4 episodes for it. And I mean, you guys heard
Yeah,
me talk about
I
this one.
remember this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
remember the
despair.
cover art.
The
Do you
despair.
remember that?
this was
And
studio issues, right? They
I think so.
fell
But
behind on deadlines and shit
yeah.
like that. So
I mean, I'm
Is-
glad they pushed it for postponed it rather than, kind of cutting corners, because the final few episodes were really good and just a great ending to DanMachi. DanMachi, I feel like, is just one of those shows that keeps improving after each season, and DanMachi season 5 was surely another really fire season. We got kind of tied the knot, pretty big spoilers, but yeah, we tied the knot with the whole Freya case. Freya's been an early character in the series, and we finally wrap things up, especially with Bell fighting his way back up for both Shiru and Freya. So honestly, was super entertaining. I would say Damachi is one of those shows that's not like mind-blowingly good or anything like that, but every season's just a absolute treat to watch. So definitely give Damachi a shot if you guys haven't already. Next up, and I
and
think
box that's the. Is it wrong to pick up
Girls in a Dungeon.
girls in a dungeon? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So it's gonna be a long way to catch up, but each season's pretty fun.
Worth
There's
it.
some hits and misses, but season 5 was pretty good.
Nice.
nice.
And then the next one I think is one that most were excited for, and that is the Apothecary Diaries season 2.
Yes, sir.
I think at the time of recording, second core has been given a date already, and I think it's just going to be a seamless transition moving to the next season, which is nice. But we watched halfway through. How did we think about this?
Peak,
No
bro.
spoilers for me, gents. I'm still a little behind on this one. I think
Ah,
I think
no,
I'm
Mo.
8 episodes in, and
It's fine.
I've
It's
seen
fine.
some
It's fine.
some huge spoilers
Oh, okay. Oh man,
on Twitter about it.
yeah, that's
That
one of
what like
those hard
the
to avoid.
cave scene or something,
Mm.
but um,
I'm sorry
very
that
good.
happened.
Although I will say this season does feel a little bit more episodic so
Yeah.
far, rather than like a kind of a continuous plot. But I'm not mad at it. It doesn't bother me too much. So
Also being
like we're
one of
just getting
those.
good Mau Mau.
Yeah, and not much Jinshi at the moment, but I'm pretty sure the second course probably going to focus a lot on Jinshi and his past, and probably a lot more Mao Mao with Jinshi. But like you said,
He's
the
still an OP character though, man.
and the episodic mysteries I really enjoyed for this one. The colored door one I liked a lot. It was like nice and short. one thing I really liked about this season is kind of expanding to more some of the other side characters, like Xiaoran, Mao Mao's best friend, had a bit more of a, I wouldn't say focus on the plot, but she started going to school to learn to write and all that good stuff. But no, I mean, I'm enjoying this one. I enjoyed it a lot, and I will be enjoying the second core. Boom.
Yes, sir.
Yep, agree with everything you said. I do like Mao Mao's friend, dude.
I know.
Even like in first season, you seen she's always giving her like the sweets and the treats and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I'm glad she got her time to shine, like you said. I'm hyped for the second half. Great show. Good to have Mao Mao back. I think Mo said it, but yeah, right on the spot. This is great.
I just feel like something's brewing for the second core. So I mean, I think we all would gladly welcome second core to blow this one out of the water.
Is it?
And this one's
Is it
already
not
super good.
right
so.
off the rip? Do we have to wait a bit? I thought it was. For
Yeah,
some
yeah,
reason, I
straight,
thought it was.
straight continuation, straight
it's-
Yeah,
continuation.
we'll
yeah,
keep rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the way Boggs said it, I thought it was like part two's coming later
Next
this year,
year.
dude. I
Oh,
kind of I
that'd
was
be
searching it
awful.
up right now.
That'd be awful. But yeah,
Yeah.
Apothecary Diaries, I think a big thumbs up from all of us. Next up, we have 100 Girlfriends who really, yeah, a bunch of reallys. But second season, I mean, not much different from season one, obviously, but just picking up more girls. But absolute banger as always. Rentaro Giga Chad. I think I talked about it before too, but I really just appreciate how the Rentaro family with him and his girlfriends are growing, but it doesn't take away focus somehow from the pre-existing girlfriends, if that makes any sense. Like, obviously, we get introduced to the new girl who's going to become the girlfriend, and they'll have the arc. But somehow, all the current girlfriends are still implemented to the plot, and I just love seeing the Rentaro family grow. We got to meet some, I think, 5, 6 new girls this season, which was great. And we had the Karane episodes towards the end, which was also amazing. The references were great. We got a lot. And yeah, just super fun show, just like season 1.
Boggs, I think I've seen like snippets from this. I don't know if it was season 2 or season 1, but is there like a scene where one of the girls is eating tapioca super quickly?
I
She looks
think,
like a shy girl.
yeah. Shizuka.
That it made me want to watch the show, man. It was so wholesome and adorable, man.
And you just know with a show like this, you're bound to have one girl you're gonna like. So, because there's plenty to
You
pick
have
from.
to, man. There's too many.
There's plenty to pick from. So, all the arcs were really funny and great, and really liked the new introduction of the girls added on. I think in regards to the new crew that we are introduced to in season 2, I think Meido is probably my. Oh no, actually, I think Mimimi might be my favorite of the newcomers for this season. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna be one that's gonna have a season 3, and I will definitely be watching that. Next up for the
Nice.
sequels, we have ReZero season 3, which also kind of got. I think the gap in between the first half and second half was always planned, but I just didn't know until the last minute, unfortunately.
Yeah, we got bamboozled.
Yeah, we definitely got bamboozled. But Mo, any thoughts?
Did so good, man. Loved it. I really like how much like character background and story that we got with every episode. Every episode was kind of centered around a different character. My favorites being Garth's backstory,
Mm-hmm.
with mom and stuff like that, and then the little singing girl, like her backstory was so
Oh,
sad
I know, and
too.
they did it so efficiently too, with just
Mhm. Yeah, like all of them were done in like 20-minute
yeah.
spans, but they did it so efficiently. You were able to really just like feel for the character, get so much emotion from it. So well done. I mean the fight with Regulus too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Amelia just goes Omni Man and beats the shit out of him.
And then Sidious, the Wrath, like Emilia just
Mhm.
clobbers her with the ice hammer. So there's some funny parts with her, but I was also kind of. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, there are some parts where I wouldn't say bored, but the build up from the first half of this season almost felt like it wasn't kind of scratching that itch for me, you know. But then as it kept
Yeah.
progressing, I really liked it. Like the Rugius fight, sorry, Regirusa, his was the longest, but I feel like it could have been maybe a little shorter and maybe focus a bit more on the other archbishops, you know. But then again, I guess
Mhm.
we're probably gonna see the archbishops moving forward. We'll probably
Yeah,
get
I
into
mean, yeah, Negidus is the only one that
yeah.
got taken care of. So
Mhm. So
yeah, that's the only thing is the ending felt a little
oh,
like I still needed a little more from the ending because yeah, we didn't the
spoilers.
whole REM situation. Yeah,
Hmm.
spoilers, but
Yeah.
the REM situation hasn't been cleared up.
And you know,
Envy and
season 4,
Gluttony are still back. So
yeah. I mean, I hope season 4 does finally deal with it because I mean, huge gut punch at the final scene of season 3, especially with kind of like the jolly music that was playing, and then you know, cue the who's Julius memes. But yeah, I
mhm.
mean, I guess he's kind of different in the sense that he kind of lost his name, so people don't remember him except for Subaru. He remembers everyone else, kind of opposite of Kurushu, who doesn't remember anybody, but everyone remembers her. And then Rem, unfortunately, is kind of the combination of both with, you know, just, I mean, she's pretty much comatose at the present, but I was
Yeah.
also kind of surprised because how moving into this, I thought like Nigirisa would be the strongest, but I feel like the other archbishops are just crazy. Like Gluttony, there's apparently 3 Gluttonies now, and then the Lust one, she's OP.
Yeah. I'm also super glad that Beatrice, came
Hmm.
back out of the woodwork too.
She saved this season when
Yeah.
when the ending kind of title screen pops up where you know just the Japanese characters and then you hear Beatrice's
Mhm.
voice, dude, I was so hyped. Best girl is back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that and just Amelia going ham were like the
Mhm.
two high points of the show. And then even the little girl's song too
Yeah,
to break Wrath's spell. Like those three are like the highlight moments of this season for me. But yeah,
and
absolutely fantastic. Loved it. So excited. And I think season 4 is already confirmed already.
yeah, which is
I think they
nice.
released I didn't watch it yet, but I saw the picture and
Saw
then I
Rem
know
in a
there's a
wheelchair
PV
too. I think I
promotion.
saw.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So that gives some hope, right? She's
Yeah.
in the chair, but her eyes are still closed.
Hmm. And I'd be remiss to say that, oh my God, Reinhardt went absolutely beast mode, and can't forget about the Yuri fan service we got there, and then yeah, Beatrice just having a part towards the end was just awesome. So I'm sure we're missing a lot. We could talk about this for ages, but I think that just goes to show that big thumbs up for from me and Mo for ReZero.
Catch up, boom. Catch up.
Uh,
I will. I'll start it.
Next up, we have Solo Leveling Season 2.
Boom, you skipped this one, right?
I absolutely did. Yep.
Oh man, you
I'm pretty
missed
Oh,
sure
out,
bro,
man.
this
copy.
You
was
missed
They
out.
copied Hunter x Hunter. Of course, I skipped it, man. Come on,
Dude,
bros.
they're not trying to recreate the wheel here. They're just, you know.
I don't know. I just wasn't like too big a fan of the first one, so I was like, let's skip it. But
I
let
mean,
me hear what you
I
guys think.
wasn't as
Let me hear
well,
what you
but
guys
I
think.
know I heard that this arc is pretty
ant arc.
amazing
Everyone's
and
just talking
it did
about the
not
ant arc,
disappoint,
and
man.
yeah, it did not disappoint. Only thing is,
Yeah.
I wish there was a bit more time from him becoming an S rank to becoming a cracked S rank. You know,
Yeah.
and it's just some of
Especially like
those little
this the
things.
sparring competition.
Hmm.
Like if he would have like lost in that sparring or something like that happened, just to
Then
show
it's
that he's
kind of
still
like,
not on their level.
and then it's like,
But
okay, he got, and cause dude, I don't know if you remember. So during the big battle with the OP ant, he like unlocked the skill, and then at the end of the fight, it says skill max out. So I was like, God damn,
oh
this
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and
man,
that's I hope they give some explanation for it. I think as of right now the final episode hasn't aired yet, but I
yeah,
mean, we've gotten through the bulk of that. We got to see the whole big fight and stuff, but I hope
hmm,
they give some more explanation of that. Like, he has some skills of like the debuff cleanse
hmm,
and then like his agility and stealth skills, but yeah, that one I think it was called like mutation, and
Yeah.
that's all there was to it.
Hmm.
So
And we obviously have the big main part, the meat of this season too, which was the ant arc. But we got to see that one girl in the 100 level place was good, and then Sung Jin
mhm.
Woo finally got the medicine to cure his mother of sickness, which was a fairly heartfelt moment, which was nice to see. Enjoyed Sung Jin Woo's aura farming pretty much all season. And it was great, man. It was great. I'm super
Yeah,
happy to
A1
actually
Pictures
watch it.
definitely popped off, man.
Hopefully a season 3 soon. Next up, we have Shangri-La Frontier, season 2.
Yeah. I didn't have too much high expectations for this one just because it's pretty transitional.
Mm-hmm.
Finished last season with like a really big boss battle, and then there's kind of like a mini boss battle, and then them transitioning to the next. There's like 7 unique monsters,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's them transitioning to the unique monster, but there's also this separate game tournament that's involved, and I know a lot of people were pretty hyped for it. I didn't care for it too much in the manga, but it was pretty good. Like just they just always pop off with animation in this one. Introduction for all the new characters was great, and I really like their voice actors. So overall, just a fun one. I'm surprised at how like caught up they are to the manga as well. Like this ends with like I think like around volume 15-ish. So you still have the big tournament arc for the separate game. And then I imagine so like the next season probably cover that and then finish the unique monster scenario because I'm currently reading through that unique monster fight. So
I see, I
they're
see.
they're like really caught like of all the things that I'm like reading as it's coming out, like this seems the most like caught up. I love it a lot though. Again, it's a video game, not isekai. This is just a VR game, so pretty low stakes in terms of him dying. Like if he dies, he just respawns in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But they do a good job of like making the battles matter. And I mean, Sunduk's just OP. He's like just known as being an ultra gamer, and I think that's really highlighted in this tournament arc, which I think I kind of underplayed watching it the first time or reading it the first time,
Mm-hmm.
but watching it again, it's like, oh yeah, Sandaku's up there with pro players. So
The good
awesome
thing
one,
about
definitely recommend it.
yeah, nice, nice. Next up, we have My Happy Marriage season 2. I think this one isn't quite finished. I think there's maybe one, maybe two. So I think just one episode left, but pretty much kind of continued off where we left with season 1, and then the stakes are getting a bit higher with Mio and Kudo because now we have the Usui family, which kind of has to deal with Mio's past, a big part of it actually, because of his past with Mio's mom. He's trying to do what he thinks is right for her, kind of forcing it on her. There are some ups and downs in here, but I really just enjoy watching Mio and Kudo doing good and Mio kind of breaking out of her shell and make new friends. Story's starting to build up, and I think probably I'm guessing the final episode's probably going to wrap up this arc, so pretty excited to see how they're going to end up. Not much else to say with this one, but again, kind of like season 1, the visuals are great. If you're kind of into romance fantasy, then like Supernatural, definitely check this one out. Next up, we have Ishura season 2.
Yeah, did this one actually surprise me a little bit? I was expecting it to be pretty boring,
Mm-hmm.
given how last season was. It was a lot of the same of just introducing characters, building up to the big tournament to decide like the one champion. But I think they did a really good job of making the characters matter. I didn't really care so much for the characters last time or last season, but this season it actually like was interesting. I felt a lot more invested in some of the characters. There's a lot more of like kind of 2 episode character introductions and a lot more of the character stories overlapping.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm excited. I haven't seen the last episode yet. It did air before I finished, but I didn't get to it. But hopefully they'll finally start the tournament arc with the last season, and then we'll really get into some of the good stuff. Overall, pretty happy with this one.
All right, nice, nice. Next up, we have a couple second core of the first season. And to start off, we have Chi, or Orb on the Movements of the Earth. This is one that most people who do watch end up enjoying, but unfortunately, seemingly doesn't really have as much popularity as it deserves, I feel like, based off the lack of too many people talking about it. Like, people definitely talk about it, but, not compared to some of the other big stuff, which is unfortunate because, I mean, I thought that Chi was really good, and the second core just kept building up, and I just really loved how this show ended too. Where they start talking about the facts and tied it into Copernicus and all that. So
Yeah, that was my favorite part. I thought it was a really nice like touch
mm-hmm.
to add that they tied it in to him. But yeah, I don't know. This one's a weird one for me. I really did enjoy it, but
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. I can't quite put it into words. Like, this show's great, but I do feel like it's missing something for me that makes it like incredible. I don't know. The Yorentan scene in front of Novak, I was like expecting them to be reunited, and then that was
for real.
rough.
And I thought that, too, with when the girl met the priest who was pretty open about publishing the book,
Mm-hmm.
'cause he was kind of money hungry. Like I thought that was gonna go well.
Yeah,
And especially, like
yeah,
I really like the idea of, yeah, maybe Novak was the only person like persecuting people for heliocentrism. Like
mm-hmm.
that was a pretty interesting thing, especially back then. There's no social media. Like you had to travel days to get to the next village and talk to other people and stuff like that. So like that was kind of an interesting concept. Like, yeah, maybe if Novak was never there
Like
to begin
he
with, like this
and
whole story wouldn't have happened.
yeah, and the way he worded it is like you're the person that kind of held back heliocentrism, and also kind of did him dirty, like what in the Bible says that makes you,
Heretic.
yeah, a heretic. And it's kind of like
Hmm.
thinking it through, and he was like, am I the only one? And especially because Novak's one of those characters who actually we saw throughout the entire series as kind of like the villain, and then he kind of gets that wake up call where it's like, oh, maybe I was the only person that was kind of just super against this kind of thing. And then yeah, another,
I think he even says that too. Like it
yeah,
would like, was I the villain?
mm-hmm,
Am I the
in the
villain in this?
church, yeah.
So
And
yeah.
then, like you said, I thought like that's where, okay, we're building into the climax. She's gonna sell the book, and we're all gonna be happy. And then church burns down. She gets stabbed. Novak, getting into big spoilers here. I guess I should have said it before, but Novak dies, and then the girl dies, and then Rafaru was alive, right?
Yeah, and I swear he was older
He
too.
was, yeah.
Like
So
he,
that's
he looked like 10 years
no,
older than he
so
should have been.
yeah, and just based off, because it's kind of hard to kind of jump between times too. But yeah, first I was like, oh no, wait, is this before he got executed, or did he get out of it? Because he was definitely much bigger and much wiser. He's killing people, and he had a name for himself at that one hall where smart people get together and chat. So, but a lot of moving pieces with this show in regards to the focus of that arc, but nicely put together. But I think the highlight for me was kind of how it ended. I really liked the climax and ending to this show.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely give it a watch. And our final second core anime is none other than Blue Box.
All right. Before y'all get into it, another one I didn't get to finish either. So I'm gonna say my bit, but I do want you guys to be able to talk about it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna like deafen myself,
Mm-hmm.
so you guys can talk about it. And then
The picture
once I see the
switches.
picture change,
Okay.
yeah, I'll come back in.
Fair enough. Fair
But
enough.
I finished with Shinatsu's birthday
Okay.
and her and Taiki going. I think the last moment in the last episode was Hina going up to Shinatsu and saying like, "Oh, I confess to him." But
Mm.
like I thought
Oh,
it was really good. Like the mom, she's watching the drama, and the mom makes the comment of like, "Oh, like it's so unfair for people who, like, someone else likes this person, but you're kind of being selfish and being unclear with the other person." And Shinatsu says to herself like, "Oh, am I being unfair?" Like I think she knows she has these feelings for Taiki, but she's not letting Taiki know so
She is
much.
being
Whereas,
unfair, man. Let's be
Hina's like
real.
all on offense. Ah, such a good
Oh, this is
love
so good,
triangle.
man. I know.
Mo, you're
But
close to
all right,
peak, brother. You're
All
close to
right.
peak.
You're getting
yeah,
there.
I'm chiming out.
All right.
So
All right.
have fun, boys.
Boom. I'll let you say your
I
piece.
absolutely love this show,
It's so
Boggs.
good,
You'll
man. It's
see how
so
much
good.
I enjoyed it later on in this episode. I know last couple shows I haven't watched, so I'm happy we finally get to Blue Box.
So good,
Um,
man.
brother, when I tell you, because like obviously this one's gonna be a lot more hype because the first season did so well, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we can go back a little bit more, how this was because the manga I think is really really good as well.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the hype, man, and
Dude, thank God this was a 2 core season
dude,
because we needed
and
the
another
25
thing I was gonna
episodes.
say. I was gonna say actually when Mo was here, but I didn't get a chance to. Season 2 just got announced as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
so
So,
hoping within a year. Hoping within a year, but
I can't blame Taiki and I think the show did such a good job with Taiki finally officially kind of rejecting Hina. Even
but
in
that's
the
sad, bro.
I
Oh my
know
god.
in the gymnasium with the campfire, that fire, and Hina kind of puts her hand on, again, guys, big spoilers, but she covers Taiki's hands with her mouth, like, don't say it, I'm okay to wait until you end up getting
Yeah.
feelings for me. And it's hard, right? Because like Taiki is definitely feeling some kind of way about her.
Yes.
But he also doesn't know, like he even explicitly mentions it where like he's also hearing all these things and kind of trying to digest it and putting himself in their shoes with like Ayame, which is a sister of Chinatsu's friend, kind of helping her out, and just a bunch of people telling him stuff which makes him more conscious about like Hina. But yeah, like she's covering his mouth and he like moves her hand and just straight up tells her like, I can't be like this with you, which is also another hard one too because he's very close with her.
I also think part of me wants to think he did it now. I know it hurts, but in the long run, it won't hurt her as much either. He did it with Hina's best. How do you say
Interests.
best?
Yeah, because
Yeah, because like you'd feel. Even, let's just say,
I was
like,
feeling bad for Hina, man. Like,
yeah, like that's kind of. I know she's okay with it, but she's not really. She's
mhm.
just saying that. And even let's just say he confessed and stuff like that, and then China just said no, and
Then it's
it
like
wouldn't
your
be
plan
right that
B,
she's a backup. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. So that's why I
It still hurts though.
yeah, no, it even as a viewer hurt, and like Team Hina, but yeah, like I was actually
Both.
I wasn't getting like pissed, but I was like Hina's keeps chasing, and like you said, she said she's okay to wait, but it's not a healthy relationship where Taiki's still chasing Chinatsu,
Mhm.
and if she says no, if he ever eventually confesses, like what now Hina's plan B kind of thing. So I think they dealt with that
I would
really
be more
well.
upset at that, and you'd feel
Yeah.
bad at that as well. Two more things I would say is I did because I know Mo was talking about it a bit, and you mentioned as well. I liked how Hina is in this second core, is more open about how she feels. She's
Mhm.
like I like you and I'll wait, and she expressed that multiple times. And even when she said I confess my love to him, to Chinatsu, she just, I think Mo said it well. He's on the, like, he is
She's on
such
the
on the
offense.
offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like because I think in the first core she was trying to figure out her feelings, and obviously she had that emotional scene, and then she confessed.
Mhm.
But now, like, I think she feels more at ease too because she knows how she's feeling, but it's still kind of sad
Yeah.
to see
Oh man. I
my main
wish
man
like
maybe picking the wrong girl.
it's
But I
just
think both of them are good, dude.
yeah.
I 100% do. But I think it's her arc right now.
Yeah.
Um,
And
this and then the
oh, go
last
for it,
thing.
go
Or
for
you
it.
can go first actually if you
Oh
want.
no, I was just gonna say like, this is one of those where most likely Chinatsu is gonna win, but I still held on to the hope that, maybe it's Hina, but
Very similar to like Quince, where I don't think obviously it's your favorite, but you're not mad about any,
yeah.
like whichever one he
Mhm.
chose, right?
Cuz like you
And the
said, I
last
do
thing I
like
was gonna
Chinatsu, so
yes, absolute. But it's just Hina's arc, man.
I
you know.
know.
last thing I was gonna say, while me and you were talking, I was looking at this I was looking at the cover picture for season 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it really does like showcase this season or even the second half, because obviously Chinatsu's looking at, I'm sorry, what's the guy's name again? Taiki, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at each other, but Hina's at a little bit distance, and her eyes are just focused on Taiki. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
I'm glad Chinatsu finally almost had that wake up call. It's been kind of like a slow grind for her to come together with how she feels about Taiki. So,
yeah.
I mean,
Even like I also like how the sport is coming back into it too.
mhm,
When he was
yeah,
getting nervous.
that's another thing that
Um,
I feel like we do over talk, because the romance in this is really good, but yeah, the sport aspect, the every time it comes out, like I'm actually super invested in, Taiki's
yeah.
badminton, Chinatsu's basketball, and actually I do hope we see a bit of Hina in action as well. But I mean, she
Yes, because
seemingly did
she's
good.
OP.
Mm-hmm.
I love because she. Last thing I'll say, because I can literally go on and on about
Yeah.
this show. Last two things. So again, I did like because Hina confessed and her feelings are out in the open now. I like the awkward and funny situations that put. Like one that came to mind when I was thinking about it is they're running around the track,
Yeah.
but she was running and reading, and then she was like,
Oh.
"Oh, I'll stop by to watch your practice game," and then he
Mm-hmm.
turns around. Like
Yeah.
her face when she's blushed, like why'd you
I
turn around
know.
so quick? Oh my
Oh
god.
man, I
The
wish.
animation in this is,
It's so
we said it
good.
last time, it's peak, and
Mm-hmm.
again a great opening in my
Yeah.
opinion.
ED was great too.
Yes.
This shows, yeah, we could go on and on, but I will finish off with saying maybe Ayame with the glasses dude. Maybe we'll have to
Yeah,
see, but
I think he's a Chad dude.
no,
you know.
his such a good homie, man. So I do like when romance series kind of explore the side characters relationships too. And also I will like to say I just really like Hina's character as well, because I feel like a lot of times with some romance series, sometimes the love interest can be pretty annoying, especially when they're on the offense. When they're on the offensive, they could come
Mhm.
off as like very annoying. But with Hina's character, you can see like she feels the need to actually go on the offense, because obviously she knows that Taiki likes Chinatsu, and absolute
Yeah.
peak,
Great,
absolute
great,
peak.
great finish to season one. How's that?
And I agree, I agree.
Now
So
to signal Mo over.
yeah, time to signal Mo over. That was Blue Box. And then now we'll go into new series that began airing this winter 2025, and we will
Ooh,
start with Ameku Takao, and Ameku MD, Doctor Detective.
You're
peak show, peak show.
Yeah, this
Everyone finished,
one
right?
lit, man.
this one has one more, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's caught
one
up.
more left.
So
Oh my god, fellas.
I didn't watch episode 10, I think, because it said part 1, and I figured it might be like a 3-part one, so I kind of just wanted to binge the 3 episodes, so 2
Okay.
weeks behind, I
Okay.
think.
Gotcha. You were correct. You were correct. So
Okay,
it's
okay.
looking to pan out.
But
It seems like Boom liked this one more than me.
I loved it.
I mean, Takao Sensei definitely carried the show for me.
mhm.
I think her dynamic Kotori is really great, but the show itself, like it felt pretty standard
It's a fun weekly
mystery
watch,
show. Yeah,
This dude came
that.
in with your and said that, bro. Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude's peak character for me, man.
I see, I
Uh,
see. But
Oh,
yeah, like Bog says, it was a fun watch,
mhm.
but
And like you said as well, this is kind of like a medical take on the mystery. Sometimes you get a few like a
mm,
two episode long mystery going on that's more or less medically related, and Ameku Takao kind of comes in Sherlock Holmes style to
yes.
explain the mystery. And I always love the explanation aspect of it.
And then for me, I liked it too because I don't really watch like medical shows that much. I don't like it's actual at the hospital, not like Apothecary Diaries or anything
Hmm.
like that. So it's good to have that because I don't really watch that type of show. I don't think there is that many. but I also like you said, the mystery was great. But the emotions when it pulled up with
That kid with the cap.
the kid with the cap and like her why she's so close with him, dude. I
Hmm.
was legit like I was tearing up bad, bro.
Dude,
Like it was
even with the guys who were bullying the kid, they had
yes,
kind of their
yes.
reason too, and I
They
was
were
like,
clutch
dang.
too,
Yeah, I was like, dang. So yeah,
Dude,
they
I
were
was
definitely hit the emotional notes at some of the arcs, and then we also get some of other arcs which seem much more mysterious with like a curse and people burning because of that curse. And I mean, the explanation kind of a bit extreme, but still
I
not
know.
too out of the ordinary, I guess. So I mean, it didn't take
And
me out of it.
I did like how like even that the one you're talking about the curse, it
Hmm.
was like most some of these were just like one episode and you figure out
Yeah.
why. That was more so like a 3 to 4 episode
Hmm.
stretch, which I liked. But just that the Cap kid scene was, dude, I was.
Yeah, that was probably the best arc, and definitely I got
Yeah.
super emotional too. So
I'm glad I
I
watched
really
it.
like the arc with the
epic.
mom too. Her coming back, and you find out that she's actually got a Munchausen syndrome by proxy,
The apple
like
juice.
poisoning her own
Oh
child.
yeah,
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 yeah.
dude, for
It's like, oh
real.
like,
man,
it
I
was
was like,
crazy,
what?
man.
I
What?
also like try to guess in my head. I
Yeah,
was
I was
watching
like,
it. I'm
okay,
like,
I'm not getting
I
this.
called that dude from
Oh,
the
I
rip,
didn't.
dude. I swear on it.
Oh wait a
Hell
minute.
no.
No
Dude, I
way.
did, I did, I did. I knew the mom was up to no good, dude.
Fuck.
All right, boom.
Come on, guys.
But yeah, waifu house, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a fun watch.
It's a fun watch for sure. I would definitely welcome more of this casual watching. I enjoy this one on the weekly. So next up we have Honey Lemon Soda. I think Mo has watched this one.
Was I the only one that watched this one?
It was on
Yeah,
my watch list. Just no
same.
time, mate.
Man, first like shoujo anime I've watched in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was great. Both of the MCs were super awesome. Ishimori's like super recluse. Not recluse is the wrong word, but like she was bullied heavily in middle school. Her nickname became Stone, her name being Ishimori,
Mm-hmm.
because like she would always kind of like freeze up when getting talked to in class, like just didn't have really good people skills. But one day on the way home from middle school, she runs into Miura. She's getting bullied and she drops her papers, and he picks up her papers, and she sees that she's got this like kind of low level delinquent school, and then the like all girls pretty prestigious school, and he tells her like, oh, you should go to that school. I think it's called Hachimitsu Koko. But so she decides to end up actually going to that school, hoping that she can kind of meet him again. And the whole story is just kind of Miura kind of always being there to protect Ishimori, but also kind of teaching her how to stand up for herself. So it was a pretty wholesome story. She has so much character development throughout the show. It's really awesome getting to see her grow throughout it. And the red haired chick too, kind of like her love rival. She's actually like a super great character in the show too. I really liked her a lot. And then just the whole cast was really great. So, and they had some really fun moments. And like you see the class, like at first nobody really notices her, but then she becomes kind of like an all-star in the class. She becomes like the class rep and stuff like that. So highly recommend this one. Maybe it's just a bias of me not watching any shojo recently, but I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I think I binged. I was pretty behind on this one. I binged like 9 episodes in like 2 days for this one. So
I'm sold. I'm
highly
sold.
recommend.
All right, time to bring it up from the watch list. Yeah, kind of like Boom said, this one just I never started, so like I kept putting it off. Like I'll binge towards the end, and it just never happened. So,
Yeah.
based off what you said, definitely seems like something I would like. So probably will be giving it a watch. Next up, we have I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. A story about a gal who works at a guild receptionist, and she's always swamped with overtime, but she's actually OP and decides to take matters into her own hands to kind of avoid that.
Who watched this one?
I watched
I
the
did.
episode 4. I put it on hold. I'm definitely gonna finish it, but I just didn't have enough time. I want to prioritize other shows for this one, man. But I
Fair enough.
liked it to the point I got to, but
Fair enough.
definitely one I'm gonna finish. Didn't drop. Didn't drop.
This one was like an up and down for me. Sometimes I felt bored, and sometimes I liked it a lot. I
Hmm.
don't think I finished it yet. I don't think it is finished actually. I think the final episode hasn't
Yeah,
come out yet.
there's one more episode
Okay, okay,
left.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I like. I think for me the characters kind of carry the show for me, and also I really like how they didn't purely kind of stick on the shtick of the title of her just pretty much one-shotting a boss back and forth over and over. And the story did actually develop and get a little bit deep, and then now we're kind of at the climax.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah, like you said, characters absolutely carried this one for me. Plot felt kind of whack when
Mm-hmm.
at the first introduction of kind of the big boss.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gotten better as it's gone towards the end. But yeah, though I was feeling pretty weird about it around like episode 5, 6. But I just kept watching it because of Arina.
Yeah,
Absolute peak character design, great tsundere, and voice actress, man. De
the goat.
Takashi absolutely crushed it. Indeed, the goat. So, if nothing else, man, watch it for the waifu.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just one of those where, like, when the villain explanation kind of happened, it was pretty sad, especially the final one. It just drew out maybe like a damn kind of reaction from me. So, but I mean, I still enjoyed this one, but lots of up and downs for me for this. So,
Yeah.
next up we have Medalist, a story about a young aspiring figure skater who kind of got into the game way too late, and pretty much no one has hopes of her becoming like a serious figure skater because of that fact. She pretty much gets taken under the wings of Tsukasa, who kind of has similar circumstances as his professional career as well, and kind of sees that in her and decides to take her under her wings, and together they aim for the top Olympic gold, and just a story of two of them chasing their dreams that they made together. So banger.
Really sad this one's not a two core, man.
I know, I know.
Gonna be sad when this one goes, especially I don't know how it's gonna end this season, but it's gonna be, leaving us wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
She passes she gets second in her big tournament in mid-season. Spoilers, by the way. And then it kind of fast forwards to her being level 6,
Mm-hmm.
about to be on the stage of being able to compete with Hikaru. So it feels like we've got to see all this growth, and then now we're gonna have to wait for who knows how long to get to see her to continue to grow. But
Yeah. And I
so
mean,
much fun.
we saw her from pretty much just being able to barely skate to now jumping double axels and triple salchows. So big growth. And I mean, favorite part for me in this series too is just the relationship between Inori and Tsukasa. They just both kind of carry each other in such a great way, but also the great amount of supporting cast. Now we recently met Rio, who finally kind of accepting Tsukasa as someone he respects as a skater. Ike-chan, I love her voice, but I do also want to emphasize how amazing the skating parts looked in this series. They definitely, like Studio Engi 8, all the skating sequences were fantastic, and Tsukasa 8. I know Mosa, he absolutely ate with his thing, and that's one of the ones I was super excited for, aside from I think it was the promised episode 4. But yeah, that was another scene that I was very much so looking forward to with this becoming animated, especially because Rio kind of asks Tsukasa in the bath like, what badge are you? And he's pretty much beginner badge. So,
Man's was yoked though, dude.
oh yeah, his giga yoked.
So yoked, man. But yeah, I loved even seeing, in the little training camp that they did, seeing like I think Deo did his triple jump, and then Mike landed it, and it just drove Inori to go and try and like
Mhm.
just
Hit the triple double.
you know, I get the feeling of, you know, seeing like people you're competing against, or even, you know, your teammates doing things and pushing you to want to try harder. So it's, I get it. Like I started rock climbing recently and I've gotten like super obsessed with it.
Just picking up new
Wanting to
things.
climb as much as I can and
Yeah.
yeah, learning new things. So I can imagine how Inori's been feeling, man. She's just
Well, I
wanting to
gotta
be the
start
best she
soon.
can.
Yeah. And this series just has so much good quotes too, like, or even kind of dialogue where like Dio talks about how he can't make excuses because his dad's a medalist and he has everything available to him. So if he fails, then he can't make excuses like I started too late. So if he fails, it's no one's fault but his own, kind of thing. And he kind of comes to face himself with that fact and then eventually makes a jump, which is super nice. But yeah, I know a lot of maybe the manga readers, there's probably some that might not have been too happy with this adaptation just because it didn't hit some of the more darker tone early on. But I was super satisfied with this one. This one was Saturday morning watch for me every week and enjoyed every bit of it. So hopefully, with how big it is in Japan, season 2 announcement will be right around the corner. Next up, we have I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. Surprisingly lowly ranked, but this one I enjoyed a lot.
Did you guys finish it or no?
Yeah, I finished it.
You're
I did not like the ending, man. I think I talked about it with you, Boggs. Off air. It just
Yeah.
I like the middle of the ending episode, but when they're all I think at the school and it's just everything's back to normal. I didn't really like that at all, man. But the show I really did enjoy.
I didn't mind it. Like Himari's like, I'm gonna still keep trying for him, but like until you can accept yourself that you actually do like him, like I'm gonna try to steal him from you until you can make your conviction. So I liked it a lot. I think the only weird part was like the sister coming in.
Yes. Oh wait, which one?
Um
Oh, I liked it.
Pink
Akane's
hair?
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially after the fact that like she said like, "Oh, I hate you,"
Mm-hmm.
but then now it comes back and she's still in love with him. That was like just what was the point of adding the part of saying that she hated him if you're just gonna make him that? But
I see
um
what you mean. I see what you mean.
MC's super OP genius,
Mm-hmm.
handsome type. So I enjoy this one a lot though. Just like their daily bickering, seeing Akane get flustered every time Saito would say something to her, and then her getting like really happy about the text messaging and stuff. That scene was super funny. So
Yeah.
I
Dude,
like
and
this one a
I
lot.
enjoyed this one a lot too. It really kind of, I think I said this for the first impression one, but it's like just reminds me kind of like a modern, this and another show we'll probably talk about too is one that kind of reminds me of a more newer old school type romance series where some of the stuff are very absurd, just for example, just how they got together to live in the same house was very almost like nisekoi build up. But I really liked pretty much all the characters in this. I thought the characters in this show were great. But I do know what Boom was talking about. Like, Himari kissed Saito. I was kind of like, oh, dang, like, they actually kissed. And then, they had kind of like the fight in the park and they made up. But I also understand it's kind of like they had to wrap up the season 1, obviously. So that
kind of
one
feel like
felt
rushed,
a
you know
little
what I
bit
mean?
rushed. Yeah. But other than that, like, I really don't have any complaints of this one. This is one I looked forward to every week and enjoyed. Hopefully they do have a season 2 because yeah, I mean, I just really like the characters. Uh, Shisei included. See on the
Dude,
bottom left
that's
there.
that's what I was gonna ask, right? Chise, dude, what is she's like basically a close family friend, right? That's not an actual sister, right?
This cousin,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Oh, because in the
Oh, is she
beginning, dude,
cousin?
it was I didn't
Yeah,
understand
cousin,
it at all. It
cousin.
was kind of weird because I think they're in the same grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he kept saying Oni-chan, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
also, I don't know if you guys remember this. Might be a niche show, a part of the show. It was pretty early on when they first got moved in together, and they were talking about food.
Mm-hmm.
I still die thinking about it. Cause like, what is his name? Saito? No, it's not. Is it Saito?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
When she was asking what does he eat, and he just went to supplements. He just kept eating
Oh,
supplements,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It was got me laughing.
protein shakes and a cup of ramen was his diet.
He was a fiend eating that stuff,
I
man.
know.
Let's get a season 2.
I hope we do get one because how it ended, it didn't feel like season 2 was coming.
I
I
mean,
don't know if you guys got that vibe, but
it definitely
Also, what
seemed
Bog
like
said.
now it's her time to shine with like her finally coming to terms with the fact that she actually does like Saito, because Akane pretty much spent the entirety of season 1 kind of going on and off with her feelings with him, and then thanks to Himari, like she finally knows that, okay, I want to be with Saito too. So I mean, hopefully we get that. Would be a very like weird end, I feel like, if that's if they
yeah.
just ended up
I do have
happy in the
bad
park.
I have
There
a
is
bad
weirder
radar for that because I
endings.
think I said that for Makine too, and I think they announced season 2, so
Yeah,
who
no,
knows?
definitely more. Because obviously Akane is gonna be the winner, so I would definitely like to see more of her as well. So yeah, that is
I want to see more of the grandma. Is that freaky?
you freak.
Why?
That is my cue to switch. Next up, we have Flower and Asura, or Ashura. This one, unfortunately, I didn't finish yet, so I can't talk about the main final pretty much arc of this season. But this is one I actually enjoyed a lot. I think the original story is written by the person who wrote Sound UFO, which is why I kind of and the premise kind of sound interesting. But pretty much the story follows Hana. She lives kind of in a small island, and her hobby and passion is reading children's book in front of children, and she just really loves reading. And one of her senpais kind of recruits her to join the broadcasting club, and at first kind of hesitant, she ends up joining, and then from then on, she kind of takes this more seriously. And we also get to see a bunch of different aspects of broadcasting, from like people who does the writing part of it, or the person who's kind of doing the voicing, sound effects and all that. So it's actually like a pretty interesting show for a very kind of mundane sounding premise like a broadcasting club. But super excited to kind of binge the final arc, which again I didn't really have a chance to get to at the moment. But really love the characters in this and each of their desires to why they're doing what they do. But yeah, enjoyed this one. Definitely worth at least giving it like 2 or 3 episodes to see if you like, and if you don't like it, feel free to drop. But yeah, this is kind of one of those about pretty much chasing your passion, as well as seeing a bunch of different aspects of what you normally wouldn't really think of when it comes to something like broadcasting. So yeah, good show. Next
Nice.
up, this is for Boom. From
Peak.
Bureaucrat to Villainess, Dad's been reincarnated.
You're
Old man
fellas.
turned
I know. I
Villainess.
think it was what's the episode title we did?
First
First
impressions or
taste,
something.
first impressions. I know we joked around about it, but I actually watched it. Oh my god, fellas, this is for real one of my favorites this season for sure. But I love the story. Basically give you rough basis. The old man, he's an otaku with he also has a family. His wife and daughter is also otakus. He gets into classic I think gets hit by a car or a truck saving a little kid, and then gets reincarnated to her daughter's, I think, favorite or a recent video game she played, and he becomes the main villainess in the story. But because he's such a pure person, he can't act mean or be the villain. You just see the whole game switch over, and then kind of spoiler, but halfway through it, the his daughter realizes he's stuck in the game, so she's kind of just her and the mom are watching their dad through the game, and it's so many epic moments, fellas. I would definitely check this out, and I know Boggs checked out the ED at least, right, Boggs? Damn,
Sounds like a no comment.
Wait, what?
come on, brother.
My bad. I didn't hear the last part.
you checked out the ED at least, right?
Oh
I'm not trying
yes,
to-
I did, and I'm glad Boom did show me because it was actually quite lit. Even
It's
the
not.
visuals are
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Like
party mode.
if you legit mute it and just watch it, it's so good. But the song, of course, adds so
Hmm.
much to it.
No, it
The
kind
way
of
he's dancing so aggressively, dude.
yeah, the vibes are definitely there.
I was so shocked after the first episode and that started playing. I was like, dude, what is this?
Sounds like it's definitely worth the watch. So
It is. Mo, if you're not gonna watch it, just watch the ED, dude. You're gonna be in for a treat, man.
I ain't gonna watch it, man.
Come on,
damn,
bro.
damn.
I'm gonna report on your Ninja till it gets
See,
deleted,
it's,
bro.
send the link and I'll try my best.
All right.
The ED, bro. 1 minute.
Can't look it up.
just
All right.
do it, man. Just do it.
So it seems like a thumbs up from Boom for this show. So
Am I switching it up? Nah, dude, definitely 2 big thumbs up for me.
nice. Moving on. Next up, we have Medaka Kuroiwa is impervious to my charms. This is also one that kind of reminded me like a old school, not trashy, but like one that it's kind of a stupid show, but one I still enjoyed watching on the weekly. Story essentially, like the title says, follows Mona, calls herself the queen bee, where everybody kind of just is enamored by her. Super pretty, and she has like a cute, not cute, but like a very good girl persona she puts up for herself. But our main male protagonist, Medaka, he doesn't really fall for it. Like he's not all over her pretty much. But it turns out that's because like he comes from like a Buddhist upbringing and he kind of just moved there. So he's in the mentality of like stay calm, like keep a calm soul, calm face kind of thing. So like he actually would be blushing, but he tries not to, and that kind of triggers her because she's like, why is he not falling for my charm? So most of the seasons follows her kind of being pushy and trying to get him to fall under her spell per se. And then she kind of comes to realize that she likes him, and there's another love interest, Asahi, a Kohai, that likes her. But I mean, a lot of silly plot devices used in this, and kind of extreme sometimes, but still one that I enjoyed watching on the weekly. I really did like the last couple episodes with Mona finally coming to realize that she actually does like Medaka. Surprisingly, season 2 was already announced, which is good. So yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be watching season 2. Nothing crazy though. Like you're not really missing out on much if you don't watch it, but still one that like if you're looking for something like that, then definitely give it a shot. Next up,
Nice. Definitely will check out.
it's solid. I mean, pretty stupid at times, but solid. Next up we have Okitsura. Fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I know what she's saying. So, like the title alludes to, our main protagonist Teru, he has a crush on Kyansang, who has a very, very strong Okinawan accent. And for those who don't know, Okinawa is pretty much an island on the south of Japan. It's kind of like Hawaii of Japan. So, yeah, he moves there, goes to school there, and the girl he likes has a very, very strong Okinawan accent. So we get Higa-san, which is a blonde girl. She kind of does the translating, but she also likes him. So there's like a love triangle going on there. But this show also kind of does a lot of like Okinawa info kind of thing. Like they drop a bunch of Okinawa facts on you, which is pretty interesting. Like if you're a city person moving to a same country that has such a different culture, it's kind of like that. And
Yeah, the Okinawa memos.
yeah,
I think
that's what
they had
yeah,
like
they had a bunch.
50 or something
Yeah, it was like
like
a
that.
lot.
And dude, some of them were so interesting too. Like I had no idea like the fact that there's no trains there, I didn't know that.
Hmm. And like
That was
car
pretty
car culture is
crazy.
big there. You know.
Yeah. And then the funniest one to me was Goya.
Oh,
That's
you
the vegetable.
You elongate it, right? There, like
Yeah,
Goya.
you elongate it, and Goya is actually Okinawa dialect, and
Yeah,
there's a
like
proper
proper
name for
term.
the vegetable too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like if we
but
call it squash and it turns out that like squash is technically a nickname that originated in Hawaii, but there's an official vocab for that. But yeah, like you said, there was a lot of
yeah.
like interesting facts, but I do wish like the romance part progressed a little bit more. Like even how it ended was very pretty much almost where we started.
hmm
But yeah,
Yeah, especially it felt like we got teased so hard when
the confession
the
when
fake confession,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
With yeah, when Tata gave her the
yeah.
hankachi. Yeah, and it like they gave vibes that like, oh, maybe Kyan-san does
Yeah,
like him too.
yeah. And then it kind of they
So,
kind of just brushed over it. So I was kind of like, oh man,
mhm,
especially because it was like a cliffhanger too. And then the episode starts and it's like, oh damn, it didn't really go too much in the
yeah. So,
forward direction.
and like it felt late too that it did start to seem like, and maybe it was just Tato being close to a girl,
Mm-hmm.
but it felt like he was kind of getting feelings a little bit for Higasan too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I like you. I know originally when we first talked about this in the first
Impressions
impressions, you were Team Higa, but
all the
I
way,
started to
man.
become Team Higa towards the end,
Dude,
man.
she's adorable, man.
Yeah, they're both so cute. And, like I absolutely loved the like flashback scenes from when they were
Kids,
kids.
yeah, like their
Those are some of
friendship.
my favorite moments.
Yeah, this is like a
Yeah.
very wholesome and cute show. Like main story is pretty much like these three characters and we get some of the friends but follows them and it's nice to see them as kids like just super cute and adorable. But yeah, also I think like Higasan really at least was more proactive, but then like you said,
hmm
I thought Kyan-san would finally like oh she likes Teru too. So now we might get official love triangle thing going on too, but kind of ended in close to where we started. But I would definitely watch a season 2 if it came out. I think it was a
Yeah.
really fun and cute show. So
Hoping for it. If I'm not mistaken, the manga is still ongoing for this
okay,
one.
okay. So
So there might be a chance for it.
might actually maybe even read it. Who knows? But yeah, that's Okitsura. Next up we have Sorairo Utility. I think this is a golfing one, right? Or is it golf? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this one was great. So yeah, Sorairo Utility follows Minami. She's like a super avid gamer, but her favorite game is ending service. So the game is going to be no longer supported. It's going to be shutting down. She kind of panics and decides she needs to find a new sport something new to do, and starts doing all the different clubs at school, but nothing really picks up for her.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day she's helping an old man. He like throws his back out carrying his clubs, and so she helps him carry his clubs over to the golfing range, and that's where she meets Haruka, who's she works at the driving range, but was a former like youth pro, and starts to kind of try golf from there. And it's basically just her journey of playing golf, along with Ayaka, the purple-haired girl, and super wholesome moments between the three of them. Haruka being someone who wants to get back into more of the professional golf. Ayaka being kind of she's a like Instagram model girl, and she kind of picked up golf because of that, and she took off really well on the golf side, but kind of didn't really necessarily have the love for golf. But kind of the three of them together, playing together, kind of rekindled her love for golf and made her want to play more golf. So, yeah, just super wholesome. A lot of cute moments and a lot of funny moments too with the three old men in the corner. They're like regulars at the driving range where they would practice and work. And they're always like, "Oh, the angels are here. Let's watch the angels." And then
The
they have their
spiders are
funny
there.
moments too. Like they're well, I guess when they were young, there was a famous golf comic, and they had so after reading that, they made up their own like signature moves. But every time they each did their signature move, they threw something out and got injured. So always a little comedy aspect with them. But we got some good, super good fan service with them too when they did like a modeling gig for golf clothes and stuff like that. Just yeah, this one took me by surprise. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. Just a nice like mindless watch.
Yeah,
Nice bright colors. So
yeah, we'll most likely watch this one. Sounds like cute girls doing cute things mixed with in this golf setting. So simple but
mhm.
fun. And then I think we only have 3 more left. Starting off with Tasokare Hotel. This one is kind of reminding me of like Death Parade and Jikoku Shoujo or Hell Girl. Pretty much the premise takes place in this hotel called the Tasokare Hotel, which Tasokare is, they kind of do play on words where it sounds like Tasogare, which is twilight, but Tasokare they call it where it's like who are you? That's what it means. And pretty much this hotel is in between the lines of life and death. So if you're near death or even if you died, you arrive at this hotel. And we start off with our main character, Neko, who goes into the hotel. She doesn't know who she is, what she's doing there. And she slowly, like, she doesn't even know her own name. Eventually, in the first episode, she learns her name and decides to work in the Tasokare Hotel. And then the rest of the series is pretty much almost mostly episodic where visitors come and some are dead, some are alive. If you're dead, the only choice is to kind of remember who you are and then go to the afterlife. If you're alive, then you could kind of leave the hotel and go back to your current life, but you kind of have to learn what brought you to this hotel. And it was super interesting too because the people who come in, you could kind of see like the hotel manager in the back there with the flaming head. But everybody who comes into this hotel, because they don't know anything, they don't know their name, who they were, they come into the hotel with their head shaped as an object that kind of defines who they are and how it kind of ties into why they're there. So essentially why they died or like why they're near death kind of situation. So, you would get like someone who comes in and his head's a pachinko ball, and this guy was a gambler, or you would see a kid come in with a rocket toy as a head, and like he really likes space and all that stuff. So super interesting. Almost like because I think this is based off like a mystery VN. So every episode you kind of go through the mysteries with mostly Neko, our main character. One minor complaint is a lot of the mystery aspect. Sometimes it's not like solvable, but you kind of learn the facts with them. And then at the end, you see like almost like a major fact. And then they'll explain to you how they died or how they got into an accident or who they were in their previous life or their real current life kind of thing. But a lot of times this show got pretty dark, because they have a rule in this hotel where if you kill someone in the hotel, you go to hell. And it's actually kind of scary because, yeah, I won't spoil, but when some people go to hell, it's actually like quite frightening. And yeah, this actually touches some, I wouldn't say like dark themes really, but there are some pretty dark moments. This is one I actually enjoyed a lot. Super surprising too. I just kind of watched this one on a whim and enjoyed watching it, so just kept watching it. Definitely a recommend for me if you're kind of into mystery. I just really like the premise. It also reminded me of a manga I read fairly recently. I can't remember the name, but it pretty much followed the same premise of kind of being in the thin line between life and death and people figuring out who they are and what they did as. Oh, it's called Usemono Yado. That's what it's called. But yeah, reminded me quite a bit of that. I know I keep going on and on, but yeah, definitely watch this one. Next up, we have Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. Boom. I know this is one.
Yeah, I didn't get to finish it. Probably like halfway through, but I feel like there's not that many super big storyline, right? But
Yeah.
I did enjoy it. I like the wholesomeness of it, and it's
Mhm.
just like one I can just put on, and I know I'm gonna enjoy it. You know, it's cute, fun, and I really, I don't know, I enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
I more elf shows too, huh?
Yeah, it's like kind of like Otaku Elf in a way. Premise of this is pretty much follows our two main character Kazuhiro and Mari. It's almost first episode was kind of weird because it almost seemed like an isekai, but then when
Yes,
they
or
slap or when they kind of get out of it, it's when they're sleeping in Japan, like in the real world.
the
And
main character,
yeah, the
right?
main character. But then
Yeah,
Mari ends up coming too. So she kind of becomes introduced to like the human world and she's just in love with like Japanese culture. She watches this super cute like kids anime and she really likes anime. I think that's why she ends up starting to study Japanese. But yeah, I mean, not too
did
much going
you
on in the big picture, but
like in the first episode? Because you know, like I didn't watch the trailer or anything like that,
mhm.
and I think you told me to watch this, I believe. So like I didn't know, I had no prior knowledge of what this would be about. When I watched the first episode, I was really considering dropping it. I thought it was gonna be like
I thought we'd
isekai,
spend most of the time in
right?
the other world, right? The
That's what
fantasy
I
world.
didn't want. So
Yeah.
when that twist happened, I was like, oh, okay, all right, no,
Hmm.
no.
Yeah, it definitely did pick up from there and just keep seeing uh Mari kind of really just like the human world was super wholesome and I really like Buridora, the other female character, the dragon girl there on the screen. I liked her character a lot. She
Which
just
form?
loves
That
human and dragon. Just
lit.
just like how she likes, the food and I mean
She
she
loves
she
that bento, right?
yeah,
Right?
she
Was it
loves the
bento? Yeah.
bento. She's just like a super cute, funny character because she's actually OP. I mean, she's a dragon, but you know,
And she's the reason why Mari
hmm
gets to
Maria
go in the
Gay.
human world too, if you think
Yeah,
about that.
that's true. That's true. So, if you kind of like the wholesome slice of life kind of thing with, I don't really know how to explain it, but I mean, if you liked Otaku Elf, you'll probably like this one. But yeah, I enjoyed watching this one on a weekly basis.
Yes, sir.
And last but certainly not least, we have Sakamoto Days.
Is it just me, fellas? I'll be quick about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to watch it yet.
One word,
Yeah.
Me?
underwhelming. Underwhelming,
Mm,
man. I
not
thought
what
it
I
was
wanted
supposed to
to
be like
hear.
the next best thing. Like it was pretty hyped, right? But it's not like a bad watch, but if there's a season two, I probably won't watch it. I
Ooh,
didn't mind watching it
isn't it
every
announced
couple
already
weeks,
too?
but nothing too special, man. I think they have some funny moments, but I rather watch. It's very similar. I think about it with Spy Family, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like that vibe, and I rather watch Spy Family than this.
I see. I
I
see.
think yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's the vibes I got from it too. I
I did
watched
finish it though.
I think the first two episodes. The Chinese chick, oh, I was kind of interested in continuing watching for her just because I
Hmm.
like her voice actress. But yeah, at the same time, like I don't know, it felt very much Spy Family ish to me, but it didn't have the same charm as Spy Family did.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
That's
I'm
It's weird
guessing
too
unfortunate.
because this one's got like 20 volumes of manga, so I don't know where they go with the story either. You know.
maybe his
Mm-hmm.
backstory more so getting into Sakamoto's backstory, maybe. But like, I don't know. After watching this first one, man, this won't it.
Unfortunate.
Mostly the scene with the wife was deep though, man. That how they either got married or whatever. I
Oh,
think
he
that was
was a
like the first
killer.
or second
Met her at a
episode.
conveni. Became a
Yeah,
lover
and
boy.
then when he saved her, yeah, it's like you'll never do this again. He was like, yes, such a simp, man.
That's
But
Nice
may-
and quick.
yeah. So yeah, that's it. I guess now we will be doing our top favorites of this season. So we'll start off with favorite male character, and then we'll do favorite female character, and then top 5 animes of this season. So, anyone want to start for best male?
I got you.
All right, let's
Let me
start.
get this out of the way.
Boom.
Oh dang.
We're just talking about the old guy, right?
Obviously, I feel like it's always a little bit harder with the male characters, right? But when they are good, they're great, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to put Jinshi in there. I know he didn't get that much screen time, but
Yeah.
I really do like him a lot. Then Medalist, man, he had too many OP scenes, and when again, I know I didn't say anything when it was Medalist. We're talking about Medalist, but him and what's the other coach that's like his idol, the
Yeah,
darker
Yodaka
coach.
Jun.
That scene still gives me goosebumps, man. And like now they're rivals, right? Went from looking up to him now coaching
Mm-hmm.
rivals.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what happens and unfolds. And then the first place, man. I put both his characters in there because it's that OP, man. Again, if you haven't watched it, watch it, man. Classic otaku, but good-hearted and has his Giga Chad moments for sure.
Nice. Good list. Good list. I guess we'll just do
Nice.
Moe's. Ooh.
Yep.
Great picture,
So I
Mo.
got
Great
Taiki.
picture.
Taiki at number 3. Wholesome, innocent boy, but
My
is doing
boy.
his best in his sports. Dude, he's a boy, man. That boy innocent. But doing his best to be, I think, very mindful and of both Hina and Shinatsu. Kind of stuck between two places for his heart. But I love his attitude towards sports and wanting to do the best he can. So he made the list. Miura from Honey Lemon Soda, just kind of a Chad, man. Boy could have any girl he wants, but he chose to pick the lonely girl and ends up falling in love with her as he spends countless times saving her in trouble situations. And then we already know Tsukasa Sensei, absolute Chad.
Giga
That
Chad.
he
Yeah.
is.
Not much sad for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
Let's see it,
and
Boggers.
pretty much same as Mo, except replace his second place with Reinhardt from ReZero. I think Mo pretty much hit the nail with it in regards to Taiki. Like he did the best option to kind of be tactful to Hina. Just Taiki, just yeah, like you said, innocent, super good guy, and not just in the romance aspect, but with his drive with badminton as well. I liked his character a lot, and I know Tsukasa we already talked about too. Giga Chad, great coach. I think anyone would be happy to have him as a coach, no matter kind of what sport you're pursuing. And then Reinhardt, we finally, after 3 seasons, got to see him absolutely pop off. And yeah, he's just too OP. So it was just like
Not
you
even space can stop him, man.
yeah, like we learn about him very, very early on in the season, and we know his OP, and like we're just, finally this late into the series, we finally kind of see him more into action and super OP. Hope to see him much more, but yeah, this is my list for the top 3 male characters. And then next up, moving on
Nice.
to best females. I guess I could just go to yeah, third place I have Hina. Second place I have Mao Mao. First place I have Inori. Pretty much ranted about how much I like Hina and how much of a good character I think she is. So definitely deserving of the spot. Honestly, this is one of those where I probably could just swap first, second, third. I think they're all kind of neck and neck for me. Mao Mao, I just really like Mao Mao as a character. I do hope that in the second core, she's probably going to learn about Jinshi's backstory and what we've seen so far. Mao Mao just being Mao Mao. Always like to watch and see her kind of solve these mysteries. And Inori, yeah, pretty much when we talked about Medalist, kind of talked about her story and just love seeing her drive. Kind of like starting late doesn't hold her back, and she just kind of continues to keep growing and not letting that be an excuse for her to get poor results or stop skating. Like she just has so much incredible quotes, especially for such a young character, and just her drive. to become great is very infectious and kind of brings out a powerful feeling. So yeah, this is my top 3 female characters. Booms.
Oh, I did cheat, boys.
Oh, what is
I did, I
this?
did, I did pull a cheat here. I have third place Akane, second place Mao Mao, and at
Yo,
first place,
what the? You can't do this.
first place Hina and Chinatsu. Because me can't pick, fellas. I cannot pick. It's hard, so I had to put both of them in there.
All
You can
right,
say I can't do it, Boggs, but I did it.
all right. That's true. You get fair enough.
But it's I know Mo, you might have not heard it when we are talking about it, but this show is amazing, and these two characters, man, I can't pick. I can't. Maybe at the end I can, but right now, no sir.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my best girls, man. Shout out Mao Mao.
All right, and
You've been
then
mad, Boggs, if I put 2 for every single one.
oh my god, you're getting greedy, man. Then next up we have Mo.
Yeah, man.
Oh, nice list.
My list. Arina, Takao Sensei, and Emilia. I omitted Blue Box characters just because I didn't finish it. I mean, same boat as Boom currently that I can't pick between the two. It flips back and forth between each of them, even during the same episode. So I thought it'd be better to leave them off. And then I was saving Mao Mao for the actual end of the second core. So that's why she's not on there. But Arina, super cute character. I love like how much she gets flustered with silver haired guy and then just how much she hates overtime. I get it, man. That shit sucks. And then Takao Sensei is just super OP doctor. I love how much she teases and makes fun of Kotori, but you know, when it's time to go, she can get super serious and get down to business.
Yeah, she
And
is a
then
good
Amelia,
character.
just 2 seasons in a row, #1 man. Just proving
Amelia
that.
kind of bothered me this season, not gonna lie. Her and Subaru, I think
Damn,
that's what kind of
damn.
like
Subaru for sure.
yeah.
Like he felt more annoying this season than ever,
Yeah,
but
I agree. Like I always felt like Subaru was like, you know, slightly annoying, but this season weirdly felt a bit more annoying. Like, but
yeah,
Amelia just too
too Amelia
kind.
obsessive.
And yeah, that
I get it, but I think for me it's just more of like just her continuing to develop and get stronger.
yeah.
And like seeing her now being the one that like Subaru can actually rely on her now. You know, their their dynamic in that way is kind of flipped. I love that for Amelia. So I mean she got 3 big upgrades for the season. You can see 2 of them right there. So enough said.
All right.
Mo, I'm glad you put the doctor in here. I
Yeah.
was really debating 3 with her, but I'm glad someone put her on here
Yeah.
on the list.
I did
Agreed,
have
agreed.
Akane on here originally, but now I was re-looking at the shows. I was like, for how much Arina carried the show for me, I gotta throw her on the list.
There we go. At
All right.
least it got represented on one list.
Well
Yes,
said,
sir.
well said. All right, Mo, you want to just keep the flow going?
Keep
Yes,
it
sir.
going.
Let's do it.
Last but not least, we will
Dun,
be
dun,
doing top
dun.
5 animes of the winter 2025 season, starting off with Mo.
This is so hard.
Yeah.
Like I think 5th place could be interchanged by quite a few things, but I felt like I needed to give Chi a nod, even though I didn't like it's not my favorite from the season. I felt like it was hard not to
Yeah.
put it on this list. Just amazing storytelling. I know a lot of people complained about like the lighting and how things were dark, but I enjoyed kind of like the mood setting and the scenes in it.
The
So
sound was great too.
she's
Like
got to be on
really.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Sorairo Utility for how much that one surprised me, how cute and how much I enjoyed the weekly watches for that. That and Okitsura, both of those kind of made the list. And then Medalist, just being one of the few animes that really was evoking a lot of emotion for me. Definitely deserves second place there. And then I guess kind of similar reason for ReZero, just absolute banger of a quote unquote part 2
Mm-hmm.
for season 3.
Is this back to back
Took the
number 1
top
too?
spot. Mm,
I think so for Mo.
it It might be, actually.
Yeah,
Dang.
Might be. Well,
nice.
heavy ReZero bias for me as of late.
It's fine. That's what this list is for. So, all
Nice,
right, yeah,
nice.
great list. Boom, you wanna go, or I guess I could just go. Um,
Whatever you want.
this is my list. Fifth place, I got 100 Girlfriends season 2. Pretty much the reason that I mentioned earlier.
Oh
I
my
loved
gosh.
season 1, and season 2 was great. Bunch of new girls too, which is good. And yeah, I mean, this is just always a fun show to watch. And if you watch it,
Bog,
you know what I'm talking about. What?
before you show mine, so let me say something.
Hmm.
But you can keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, okay. Um, fourth place, I have ReZero.
Thought he was finished for a second.
I did kind of want to put ReZero a little bit higher, but honestly, the top 3 was kind of neck and neck for me, and ReZero I did have a bit more issues with. But still I enjoyed a lot, especially like the final 2 episodes. Definitely learned a lot more about the, archbishops, and like, I mean, it was just a super hectic season overall. Both the first half and second half of this, and yeah, it was just super fun. And I mean, just how it ended just makes me very hungry for the next for season 4. And yeah, the plot just keeps thickening, and I just want to see Rem back. And yeah, so fourth place, ReZero. Third place, I have Medalist. I mean, big fan of the manga and huge fan of the anime as well. I think even though it was quite different from what I thought it would be adapted as, just based kind of off the manga, I think the adaptation was really good. And yeah, like Mo said, just evoked a bunch of emotion for me. Tearing up a lot of episodes, absolute banger. Hoping for a season 2 ASAP. Second place, Apothecary Diaries. I think we'll see a lot more in the second half of this season, and so saving it for that. But even the first half that I did watch was really good, and just how the first half ended, I think episode 12 maybe was awesome. The one that Mo unfortunately got spoiled with, but hopefully we dive deeper into Jinshi. And then last but not least, certainly not least, Blue Box. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty neck and neck for the top 3, but I had to give it to Blue Box. Like, I really liked the first half, but the second half was so good. Yeah, I love the characters in this. I like the romance and sports aspect of it. I think the romance aspect is handled super good. Sports part is also really fun to watch, and honestly, just considering buying the manga and reading it at this point. But I mean, season 2's announced. Hopefully, it's not too far off in the future. But yeah, that is my top 5. Unfortunately, couldn't put. There's quite a bit I felt like I had to leave out. Some of the romance ones, Tasokare Hotel, Solo Leveling's one I really wanted to put in here, but I just enjoyed these 5 a bit more. So yeah, that is my top 5. And last but not least, we have Boom's top 5.
Yo.
Yeah,
Just
you
to
had to
say,
say something.
great taste, Boggs. Me and
Oh,
you do have the same top 3.
same order too.
um, Same order. I think almost same pictures. Maybe Medalist is the only one.
Yeah,
That's different.
you even made the Blue Box one bigger too.
Yeah. So same with Boggs. Of course, we have Villainess at 5th, Doctor at 4, 3 Medalists, 2 Apothecary Diaries, and number 1 for this season for me is Blue Box. Fellas, or Mo, when you finish it, let me know so we can talk, man. Blue Box is for real peak, man, and just good to have Mao Mao back. And forgot to say this too, but again, Boggs, W recommendation with Medalist, man, and
Thank you, sir.
as promised, season is over, so I will be reading Volume 1
Dude, your mind
shortly.
will be blown.
I've seen like panels,
Mm-hmm.
and I've also seen like people animate those panels.
Oh
I don't know
yeah,
how they
Mo.
did it.
I think Mo
Like,
sent it. Yeah,
yeah, that's crazy,
dude.
dude. So getting pretty hyped to read it, man.
Glad to hear you
Ain't
will
a
be
fan for
reading it.
sure, but yeah, this is my top 5 of winter 2025.
Love to see it.
Very nice.
And yeah, I guess that wraps it up for the winter 2025 season. spring coming up, and we'll see how our taste carries on to the 2025 yearly episode. We'll see if
Hmm.
time will kind of change our opinion on our order with some of these stuff, because I know that was kind of a problem for us last year. But yeah, I mean, I thought this season was really good. A couple big bangers, and honestly, everything I watched I thought was just fun to watch in general. Any final thoughts from you guys?
Decent start to 2025.
Indeed, indeed.
Yes, sir. Lots to look forward to as well as we move forward. But I think just more than anything, I'm surprised Medalist was third on yours, Boggs. I
Yeah.
thought for sure it was going to be number one, but man, Blue Box must be something else.
Oh yeah. And yeah. I mean, they were neck and neck, but I think they were just up by a little bit too. So
Hmm.
Also, no solo leveling for either one of you guys.
maybe I put it at six, maybe sixth.
No.
But yeah, I guess that does it for Winter 2025. Thank you guys for listening, and drop in the comments of your top 3 characters, top 5 shows, and if you guys have like a underrated gem or something like that, how you felt about the season. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we will see you at the next video.
Peace out.
Laters.